What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're discussing trades and whether or not you should or shouldn't, I guess, is up to you. But I was part of a trade deal recently where I had a number of cars that I don't collect, and then another individual had a number of cars that he was selling or holding on to, or some were loose, some were in the package. I guess it doesn't matter, but we agreed on a trade, and so I was able to take the cars that I had. I sent an email and just said, hey, here's some photos of what I got. I don't know if they can do you any good because they're collecting and, maybe some of these pieces filled a void or helped them out on the website, whatever, it didn't matter. And he got back to me and was like, yeah, I'd definitely take some of those. We could do a trade if you like. He could either send me some stuff that he currently had available, or he could look in his area if I was looking for anything specific, and whatever. It was a trade deal. It's pretty easy to figure out what's happening. So anyway, we came to an agreement and I boxed up some stuff, put it in a white USPS priority shipping box. I didn't know. Took it down to the post office, said, hey, I want to ship this cheapest possible. I don't think it needs to be in any rush to get there. And the lady at the post office said, that's a white priority shipping box. That will be priority shipping. And so I overpaid on the shipping, but that's now I know, so I won't do that. I won't do that again. Mistake made. And so anyway, I got a box of stuff from the trade deal back on my end. I kind of feel, I shouldn't say I feel bad, but like, the package that I sent him was a white box that accidentally ended up being priority shipping. And now that thing is held up in Atlanta, Georgia, somewhere. And if you recall a previous video where I was doing Matchbox Target Reds, and it took me like a month to get those things because they were held up in Atlanta, Georgia. I hope that's not what's happening. Hopefully that package gets to him soon, but I have no idea. When I saw, because I've been following the tracking on the stuff heading to him, and when I saw it land in Atlanta, I was just like, oh no, please no. I don't know what they have going on down there, but whatever, their shipping is it's not going well, it looks like. But anyway, this video, as you're watching it, is way after the fact. So I'm sure he's got his cars by now, by the time you're watching this, and everything is cool. But super awesome deal, in my opinion. I hope he feels the same. There's probably zero chance he watches my videos, so he will never know. But to protect the innocent, I won't just throw out the person's details or anything like that. But here's a box of some goodies that I got, and we're gonna look at some. We'll look at all of them, but we're only going to open the ones that I got that are loose. He had some loose cars that I needed for my stuff, so we'll look at the ones that are already open, and we'll get to the other ones at a later date. So New casting for 2025 Matchbox Emergency Rescue Decos, and this is the Land Rover Defender 130 in the 2025 moving parts. That's a good find. I have yet to see this in my area, for sure. And then another one for 2025, the Bizzarini 5300 GT Corsa Revival in blue. And we have seen this in 2024. Yes, 2024 in red with the number 3. And this is just a white dot, no number, blue. And then in the 2025 Collector Series, the mix one, the first 5 cars, there's a Bizzarini in that as well, in green, which is cool. I haven't opened that yet, but we'll save these. There's a 2025 moving parts video on the horizon. So I snagged both of those in a trade deal. I snagged the 1980 AMC Eagle in this tan, which is cool because on a short card I have the one from last year, I believe. Maybe the year prior, but same casting, just in black with the wood grain. So I have both of those, and then I will research. What's this say for a copyright on the bottom of the casting? My eyeballs. 2022, so 2023 could have been the first. So maybe there's only 3 of this. Possibly this is the only 2. I'm not sure, but cool, because I haven't seen any of this in my area either. My area is hurting for Matchbox. And then I collect Broncos. And I thought maybe I would start adding Bronco Sports. So I did pick this up in the trade deal, which, I mean, the details are just cool. I'm not really into this car in real life. It's not that appealing, but this casting is well done. And so I think there's a baby blue one-ish in a 5-pack. And then I think there's a new green one with like gold or yellowish kind of wheels, which I don't have. So I'll need to find those at some point. But anyway, another Bronco to add to the collection of Broncos. And then loose stuff, which is awesome. So this Mercedes, and we'll do all these over in the parking lot so we get a closer look, but Mercedes-Benz W123 wagon 1980 in brown. Front tampos, or well, front headlights, plastic grille, and then full details on the rear. The plate says, again, like my glasses aren't even good enough. Oh, nice. M-B 1980. So Matchbox 1980. That's kind of a cool plate. The plates, you should pay attention to the plates because they're always kind of little Easter eggs, maybe. This one I actually have to look up because I'm not sure which set it belongs in. I think it's 2024, but I don't know. But this is the Pagani Huayra Roadster? I don't know. But Matchbox moving parts, and then it kind of is like this double hinge setup, and then there's details in the engine bay. But we'll look at that closer here in a second. And then another moving parts, which I'm pretty sure is 2024. The 2019 Ford Mustang in green And that's cool. You get the Mustang grill, details in the back. This plate is just the Mustang horse on it. And then this is opening doors. So very cool. Nice green, metallic metal flake green. And in really good condition. Loose cars in good condition. And then this one is, I'm going to show it to you now, but it's going to take place again in a future video. A loose Auto World Toyota Supra. And these things are freaking cool. That's going to be very hard to read. 1995 Toyota Supra. September 1st of 2021. That's kind of a cool thing with these Auto Worlds, is they have a date on the bottom, and that is the manufacture date. And this car is in really good condition. License plate says Supra with 2 U's. Kind of cool. And then you get plastic lenses, details on the back, and then opening hood with engine bay, which we'll get a closer look at him too. But yeah, a trade deal. That's, can't beat it. Somebody somewhere has a car that you need, and there's a chance you have a car that you don't want that they need. And trades are good. Let's move over to the parking lot and look at these Lucy's a little bit closer. The Ford Mustang from 2024 moving parts with opening doors. These always roll so nice. I love the green. Obviously, we've discussed that, but that's a good roller. Woo! Very cool. We'll obviously end up with that on the turntable. The Mercedes. You guys want to see deets? Is that kind of the deal? You guys want to see details? See if I can make that work. No? Maybe when we're zoomed in on the turntable, that'll be better. Great production value here at the Son of Harold. This wagon is awesome. And I'm going to do a wagon show here soon. I have a number of wagons. The Pagani Huayra, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Pagani Huayra Roadster. And this has been done a number of times. Ooh, that rolls really nice. This takes moving parts all the way back to 2021. So, interesting. It's been around a bit, but great shape for being a Lucy car. And I don't know if it's been loose since 2021, but this car's in excellent shape. And then our non-Matchbox car of the day. And these things are focused on looks, not performance. None of these Auto Worlds ever roll really well. But, man, do they look good. Interior details, tampos on the rear, lenses, engine bays. We'll get a closer look. And this is my favorite part, is getting a good look at the details zoomed in on the turntable. Love the green. Love the engine, or not engine, but the front of the car details. You get the Mustang and the grill, headlight tampos, metal flake green. Hopefully you're catching that in the light. GT on the back between the taillights and Mustang logo on the plate. And that's really nice moving parts. 2024 moving parts. Mustang. And then can we get the deets? Very well. Look at that. 2019 Ford Mustang. Perfect. Copyright. Awesome. We'll look at the details first on this one. 1980 Mercedes-Benz W123 wagon. Love the brown. Matchbox's basic wheel, plastic bumpers, plastic base, but headlight decos. I like the brown. I said that already. And then you get the Mercedes logo. The license plate says M-B 1980. Very, very cool piece. And then I don't know if I'm going to get this to... ...2019 Pagani Huayra Roadster from the 2021 Moving Parts series. I don't think I can get the back to stay open. Maybe I'll just show you. Engine detail. And then we'll just let her spin. Good looking car. Sporty. I don't know anything about a Pagani. I've never seen one. Obviously foreign. Look at the 4 exhaust tips in the center towards the top. It's kind of crazy. This thing's probably very fast. Sweet. And then the last one for today is non-Matchbox. And it is Toyota Supra. And again, you get these kind of details. Here's that date I was telling you about right here, 9/1/2021. That's the manufacture date. Metal base. Got some transmission, drive shaft, exhaust details. This is telling you the year, 1995 Toyota Supra, licensed under something or other. I can't read that, but Auto World, get the AW there. And then rubber tires. Hopefully I can get that to stay open for you and you can get a look in the engine bay. Very cool. This is my... We got to do an Auto World show here coming up. This will be my 4th Supra in the Auto World lineup. One of them is like a super special edition, one in 2,495 or something like that. It's purple facelift or face off. I don't know. Whatever. They're all Supras. I got this one and then 2 other colors. And they haven't even been ripped yet. So an Auto World show is definitely on deck. They're really nice to look at. The detail, rubber tires, nice wheel choice. You get plastic lenses that kind of, give it this scale look. And then super nice interiors. I don't know if I can get you in there to see any of that. Probably not, but super cool pieces, that's for sure. So, what are your thoughts? Trade deals, man. I think they're awesome. At least in this case, this one certainly worked out. Kind of my first real trade deal where like shipping was involved. Like, you know, you kind of run across or come across some good people in the hobby. Not everybody is shit, if you will. And then if you can develop a little bit of trust, it's just like, hey, man, I've got these cars. I'm going to put them in the mail and send them your way. And then if you've got something in return, you put them in the mail and send them my way. And, you know, if that were to ever fail, then you would just, obviously you would be like, yeah, I got freaking duped, and you would move on with your life. But I'm not that type of person. If I tell you that I'll do something, I'll do it. I'm not a scumbag. I'm not a scalper. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the cars. And so, again, I sent somebody some cars they wanted, and I got some cars that I didn't have and wanted in return. So, awesome. So this is my case. I use these 48 car cases that you can get from Hobby Lobby. Something cool, just I'll share with you. Amazon sells these for the same price, $9.99, and then they are shipped from and sold by Hobby Lobby. So there's no third party, there's no extra cash being handled or charged. It's just through Amazon. So if you don't want to go fight the Hobby Lobby madness, you can go to Amazon, and I usually just order like 5 of these at a time, and they show up in a week or something. It's freaking perfect. But anyway, this is a moving parts case. These are cars that I seldom come across the older castings in the moving parts. So we got the Pagani, and it's from 2021, and this case is dedicated to cars 22 and older. So this is where this will live. These are all moving parts from 2021, 2022, or older than that. So, very cool. Very cool. And then this is my moving parts case for 2024s. And that's where the green Matchbox is going to live. Again, moving parts is just, they're awesome. It's my desired genre. Is it a genre? What do you call it? I don't know. They're the things that I'm after the most, is the moving parts line. And then my case for, this is just kind of some hodgepodge miscellaneous stuff, but down here are all my wagons. And I don't even know if you're getting a look down there in the bottom, but Mercedes, 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 and another Mercedes. So that's cool. Wagon show coming soon. And then here are some Auto World. And I think you guys have seen, you've certainly seen some Auto World. I don't remember what I filmed. Maybe the Mach 1. Or maybe the Galaxies. I don't know. But anyway, my first Supra, that I have 3 other Supras with about 20 more Auto Worlds over there on the table, maybe 30, that haven't been opened yet. But I bought them on a deal from a guy that was getting out of the hobby, and he had 30 some Auto Worlds still on the card. And I was like, I mean, if you want out, I can help you get out. And we came to an agreement, and so I went and bought all of his Auto Worlds. So anyway, my first loose Supra, and I'm just going to put it right there for now. And there is an Auto World show coming soon also. So that's going to do it. We looked at some cars. Trading is certainly an awesome option if you can find somebody. I don't want to keep talking about trust, but like if you can find somebody that you trust to make a deal with, local would be probably even better. Then you would meet up with the person and be like, yeah, I want that, and then you get this, and there would just be a handoff exchange. But I have no issues with this, with what took place here. If you are watching this video, thank you very much for the trade. I couldn't be happier with the stuff I got. Hopefully you feel the same. And yeah, that's going to do it, man. Appreciate all of you watching, hanging out. There's like 12 of us that kick it here. So that's cool. You know, it's whatever. I'm not, I have to go to work all the time because this don't pay no bills. This is just me sharing my diecast collection and the things that come my way with those of you that are interested. So that's going to do it. We'll see you in the next one. Yeah. Peace.